sleepy, so I'm not gonna be on here.
When did that ever stop?
It stopped. Give me your plug. I don't even need the plug. That's how long I'm gonna be on here.
Right.
Matter of fact,
Give me your own plug.
I don't need no plug because I'm not gonna be on here long.
Right.
I'm not gonna be on here. Don't give me no plug.
Oh, the more you say it.
If my battery cut off, how we doing, my Renaissance grandma? If my battery cut off, then that's it. It's a wrap. I want to know, everybody, thank you for coming in tonight. Lady Led just did a live video, and I wanted to piggyback off of her video because I got something to say. And I didn't want to say it on her video because I wanted everybody to understand something. You can move that if you don't want it. You know. How is everybody doing? Before I get going, I want to say yesterday, sorry that I had to cut the video off so short. That treat meant a lot to me, and Claudio was a good friend of mine. But I want everybody to understand, I've never seen him in person. I've spoke with him on the phone, but I've never met him in person. And here in the Greenhouse Lounge, that's why I try my best to make it like a family, because it is. And even though this is a new world, and I don't care how you look at it, it's a new world on how we interact with one another. We just can't just walk over everybody's house anymore. These days, social media and internet is one of the ways that we all keep in contact. And I don't know if the scientists ever did any experiments on this, but it holds true that you do become as connected, even over social media, as you would in real life. It's the truth, and I got proof that it is. Because if somebody says something to you on social media, and it hurts your feelings, you really get hurt. You really do get hurt. It's literally people that are taking themselves off the face of the earth. That's how I'm gonna put it. Taking themselves off the face of the earth taking themselves off the face of the earth because of what somebody said to them, did to them on social media, from people that's never even seen them. They could have made up lies about them, anything. And that's how powerful social media is. So I am, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Here's the deal. I'm piggybacking off of Lady Led. That's enough of that. Because this, you know what? Everybody right now is thinking that I'm about to start some kind of beef. People flooded in here about beef. Internet beef. Because I said, you're a liar, and I have the proof. Family, cut it out. I did not just show you. I'm glad I started it like that, because I just showed you how powerful social media is. I just showed you how powerful social media is. By the words that come out of your mouth, the thumbnails that's put up, the titles that's putting on them, all of that stuff is that as powerful as somebody standing in your face and doing the same thing. Right now, the title of this video made everybody think, ain't it funny? Ain't it funny how everybody thought I had beef with somebody by my title? Nope. I don't got beef with anybody. I'm talking about you. You lying to yourself. You lying to yourself, and I got proof. You've been lying to yourself for so long that you don't even know what the truth is anymore. What I mean by that is, piggybacking off of Lady Led's video, if you didn't see that, her video, she just went off. That's why I tried to stay off of it, because I really wanted to get my point across just like she was. She did it her way, I'm going to do it my way. You've been lying to yourself all this time, all these years. This is how lies work. A lie only works if somebody is listening. You could talk to you blue in the face. A lie only works if somebody is listening and absorbs said lie. That's the only way a lie works. A lie only works if you don't even try to prove it. If you just go off of what somebody else say and take that face value, you ain't had no conversation with the other person. That's a liar. And if you believe that lie and take that lie and spread it on, you're a liar too. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about you've been lied to your whole life. You've been lied to, and now you're lying to yourself. How do you ask? Because you think, I'm going to spit some truths tonight, so y'all better hang on to take your jacket off and go pour some tea.
Do they need a seatbelt?
They're going to need a seatbelt, baby. A seatbelt and a helmet.
A helmet?
A helmet and a seatbelt.
Ooh, wee.
Yes, this is NASCAR truth.
Uh-oh.
You know, you ain't just in a car. You ain't on a motorcycle. You're in both. You need a helmet and your seatbelt on for this kind of truth. This is NASCAR truth. Here's the deal. You've been lied to your whole life, and now you believe it. So what do you do? What do? You spread the lies yourself. The lies come out of your mouth because you've been brainwashed your whole life to believe a lie. It's sort of like this social media thing. We listen to a lot of people lie every day. Lie, and you don't try to do your own research or nothing. And you just listen to that garbage, and then you end up hurting somebody's feelings, yada, yada, yada. Well, here's the deal. This is the truth. My first truth that I'm spitting right now that I've heard that is a huge lie, and I've heard this before. I've been holding back, and a lot of people keep asking me this question. The question is, hey, Led, I don't see you in your uniform no more. And I keep ignoring that question. How many people have saw me blatantly ignore that question? Led, do you still work at the post office? How many people have saw me during a live video, and probably some of y'all have asked me the question, and I look right at you. I answer the question above you, and I answer the question below you, just to let you know I saw it. Okay, I ignored that question. I ignored that question for a reason. Number one, that's on me. Number two, here's the deal. I've heard over the grapevine all through social media that I was fired from the post office. You couldn't get fired from the post office if you went in there with a baseball bat with nails in it. You know what's hard to believe? What's hard to believe? Sometimes the truth is more hard to believe than a lie. And it's easy to believe that a black man working at the post office got fired from the post office. And you know what? I watched with my own eyes how many people listen to people lie like that about me and run with it and take it for face value. Now, what does that make them? Because if I told you the truth, you wouldn't even believe the truth. You wouldn't believe the truth. You would think the truth was the lie, and the lie is the truth. See how I did that? The truth is what Lady Laird was just trying to tell everybody on her video that she just was on live, which was me and my wife have been planning our operation of getting our exit almost our whole lives. We weren't the normal people just sitting around living day by day by day, paycheck to paycheck, paycheck to paycheck. We've been living like bums under a bridge, even though we had money, because we've been saving our money. We've been investing. We've been making moves. We've been making plans. She told y'all to make a board. Get your life together. Start building some kind of board for the future. That's what we've done. So when I retired myself from the post office, and I have the paperwork to prove it, but I don't gotta do that. All I know is the people that said it is liars. Huh? Because somebody said they got the proof that I was fired. They called up there and everything. I would love to see that. While I hold a document in my hand with my signature on it, telling them today is my last day. It's my anniversary. Yeah.
Exitversary.
Yeah, thank you, honey. My exitversary. And it was the happiest day of my life, and nobody even knew it. I went live the day that I signed my paperwork to leave the post office. I went live and I talked about God only know what, something completely different. Listen close, over a year ago. All of my investments in all of my businesses, that's where I make my living now. The way you've been lying to yourself is you've been telling yourself, you've been spreading the lie that you have to work for somebody else. You've been lying. You've been lied to, and now you lying to yourself, telling yourself that you need to work for somebody else to make a living. You need to live in a tiny 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment because you cannot afford a house with land on it. You've been lied to, and now you believe that lie. Now you lying to yourself, and you spreading that same lie onto your children and your family members, and you making them think that lie, that's just the truth. Me and my wife are living proof right now that you are lying to yourself. Here's another one that's a lie. Health insurance. What you gonna do about health insurance? You got 2 kids and 3 kids, and it's you and your husband, or it's just you and your 3 kids. What you gonna do about health insurance? If you knew the difference, you wouldn't be asking that question. Here's how this works. If you go work for a company, right, they only give you a choice of a couple of different choices of medical, right? Okay. They either got, I ain't gonna name these names, they either got blue plate or red T, okay? They either got one of those two. You got to pick it. You got to pick which one of these two. And that's all they give you. That's all the choices you get to pick. None of these people offer none of the stuff you need for you and your family's health situation. None of it do. You like, well, I might as well pick anything because none of this stuff for this insurance got anything to do with me and my kids. So I'm going to just eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You will pick a health plan, and it ain't got nothing to do with you. And here's the other part. When you go to use the damn health plan, it don't cover nothing but your wallet. Tell me I'm lying when I'm wrong. When I'm right, I meant. When I'm right. That health care insurance that you get off of your job does not cover anything except your damn wallet. Tell me I'm lying. And you'll be lying for yourself. Every time you go to the doctor, they say, okay, here's $30 to $50 to $60 copay, plus the other part that you keep mysteriously getting a bill for every month. Why do I get a bill? I paid my copay. I got this. I got that. I paid the bill. My insurance covered the rest. No, it don't. Don't nobody even know how insurance works. And they quick to sign up for it, or they're quick to go and sign up at a job, a dead-end job, just because that dead-end job so-called has health insurance benefits. It don't cover anything. So what you find out when you go apply, if you own your own business, you go apply for your own doggone health care insurance. You can pick any health care insurance that you want. It's not just two that you got to worry about. You can pick any one and make it fit your lifestyle, and make it fit your family members, make it fit you. That right there. And everybody think that the whole lie is I need to work for somebody and I need them to give me health care. I need to, don't it seem like the you go for the job with the health care, so then they take all your money that you support. They say you making $30 an hour, but as soon as they offer you the health care package, for some reason you started making $16 an hour for some reason. Then you go and you say, it's been a problem on my check. Oh yeah, your health care kicked in. And then your union dues kicked in. And then your taxes kicked in. And then your your retirement. I didn't sign up for half of that. I'm telling you right now, once you figure out how the game is played, you start seeing you've been lied to ever since you gave up your social security number to sign it on the application, get hired on your first job. You've been lied to since day one. And here's the part. Before I get all deep off up into this, I'm going to say this. A lot of us, you know where you live. You know exactly where you live. You know all the people in your neighborhood. You know the people in your community. Why won't you step out on faith and try something new? What I mean by that is this. I almost guarantee at least 75% of the people watching me right now, at least 75% of the people watching me right now, you in a dead-end job. You don't think it's a dead-end job because it's better than flipping burgers or something. You are in a dead-end job. I'm going to tell you what a dead-end job is. One of my daddy's definitions of it, if you got to raise your hand or ask the boss, can you go pee? You are a slave. That is not a job. That's slavery. If you got to raise your hand or you got to ask somebody, can you go use the restroom like a child, like a kindergartner, you are not in the, you need to go. You need to go clean out your locker and get up out of there. Okay. Number two, you're in a dead-end job when you don't see no way out. Like, okay, what's the highest position you can get in your job? The supervisor? Management? All you're going to do, I've been a supervisor and I've been a manager, and all you're going to end up doing is you're going to have, see, this is how we do here on this rock over here. They will give you the title of store manager, line boss, line supervisor. My wife's sitting right here in front of me. She know I've done them all. I've been to work in grimy blue collar and I've been to work in a suit and tie. It don't matter. All you get is the title. You don't get the money. You don't get the glamour and the glitz to go along with that. You make about 2 cents more than the dude on the cash register or the dude that's working the doggone press. You the boss, but you get to tell them how to push the buttons on the press, and they should push the buttons on the press faster. But you don't make too much more than him. If anything, you make less than him, and I'm going to tell you how. Because They get to punch out at a certain time and go home. Your butt got to stay there. You got to open the store, or you got to be the first one in the doggone factory for the meeting. You the last one to leave to make sure everybody is safe and the place is secure, or you have to do the shift change. You have to count the money in the morning. You have to count the money at night. You're the one that has to go to OSHA and talk to OSHA and have OSHA meetings. You're there 5 to 6 more hours longer than any of the people that you call nobodies. The cashiers, the line workers. Who is really the boss? Because at least they get to go home. They know how much money they making. But say you making $40 an hour. You making $40 an hour. You making more than them. But are you really? Because they went home at 4 o'clock. You got to stay there till 8:30. Your money don't change. Ain't no overtime for bosses. Ain't no overtime for salary workers. No, you're going to get paid this cap fee. So now in your head, you clocking this money. Yeah, it ain't adding up no more. You ain't no different than that line worker. They just gave you a title to tell them what to do. Kind of sound familiar, don't it, boss? Huh? Yowza. Kind of sound a little familiar. You in the same position they in, but they don't want to come down here and tell them to get busy because they know they might lose a tooth and go to whistling. They want you to do it. You go tell them. You the new supervisor. Yes, sir. If you ever been in a supervisor or managerial position and it ain't been one little moment in your day or your year that you ain't feel like, I was doing this, sir. If you ain't felt that a little bit, even at least once one day, even after probably laughing at a whack fake joke that you did not think was funny, but you know if you don't laugh, okay, it's going to be a problem. That's a good one, sir. You might as well say, oh, yes, sir. Oh, that show is good, sir. That was a funny joke. You feel the same way. So my whole point is this. If you step out on faith, put your plan into action. Like Lady Liz said, don't just go out there, quit your job tomorrow and say, F you, you cool, F you, I'm out. Don't do that. But now is the time to start making your plan. Write it down on a piece of notebook paper. It don't matter if you've seen how many sticky notes that I got all over this house for things that I do, ideas that pop in my head. I wake up in the middle of the night. My wife she'll tell you in a heartbeat. I will wake up and start writing something. She'll wake up. What do I do in the middle of the night though? And you be like, what do I do? It wakes you up sometime, you say. You don't say it.
You laughing?
I'm laughing. I laugh so much and so hard in my sleep that it wakes her up. Sometime I'm laughing at something, man, I done scored something. Oh, I can't wait to write this down. And it ain't just jokes, it be plans, it be epiphanies of how to succeed. Like, I've been thinking about this the wrong way the whole time. The whole time I've been thinking about this wrong. I wake up that next morning, I got notebook paper right here in front of my face with all kind of ideas and thoughts and notes and plans that I got that I write down every morning. So my thing for you is stop lying to yourself, and you need to start putting some of your ideas and plans into action. This is why you ain't got nothing to lose. The dead-end job that you already working on will rehire your ass at the same amount of pay if you step out on faith and you go out and you try your hand at trying to work for yourself and live for yourself. Listen now, if you try it and what did you say? Fail. Let's just say it fails. It didn't work out the way you thought it was, but you know what it did? It gave you experience. That's more precious than any amount of money. Experience. You know what not to do on the next run because you ain't done. This was just your maiden flight.
It also pushed you in a direction of possibilities that you don't even know may happen. It might not be about that thing. It's about what you happen upon.
Right. Your mission probably was A, B, and C, but along your journey to get to A, B, and C, you ran into X, Y, Z. Now your whole thing, your whole mission is something that you didn't plan for. He planned it for you. You thought this is what you wanted to do. He said, no, I want you to do this, but you got to go on your own journey, your own ABC journey to find out what he wants you to do back here. He wants you to do X, Y, Z. But if you don't never start out on your own journey, on your ABC journey, you'll never find out what he had planned for you. You won't. Sitting still, working for somebody else, you are not going to find out what you was put on this big blue globe to do. You won't figure it out. You're going to be so busy working for somebody else, making them rich, you will never figure out your purpose in life. And I don't care what nobody say. I think that's what we all supposed to be trying to do. Find your purpose. That's what truly makes you happy. Finding out your purpose. Even if you can't find it, just going on the journey to discover it is more gratifying than punching somebody's clock every day. You step out on faith and you try your hand at working for yourself. Try your hand at purchasing land. Try your hand at all of this stuff. And I promise you this, if it don't work out, you can always go back to the same town that you from. You know everybody. You know your homeboy gonna let you sleep on the couch for about 30 days or so. Your old girlfriend let you sleep on the couch. You gonna want to sleep on the couch. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna let you lay there till you get on your feet. If you go back to your hometown, you come back with your tail between your legs. It didn't quite work out. Few people gonna laugh at you, but they don't even realize this was just the tip of the iceberg. This was just my maiden voyage, my maiden run, right? You going to do it again, and next time you know how to do this a little bit slicker, little bit better. You can always go back. If you go out and you try to work for yourself, you got a great business plan in your head, and you out there trying to make it for yourself, I promise you this, especially these days and time. I've been telling y'all for years, start you a YouTube channel. I told everybody on here, start a YouTube channel. Even if you making a couple of dollars a month, man, that's something you making. That's why I tried to get everybody to do this. This ain't for jokes. This is business. This is business. This is your billboard. Don't look at it as I'm just depending on YouTube money. No, this is your billboard for your real businesses, for your real ideas and your real adventures. This is what that's for. Everybody keep thinking YouTube is just the only way you make money. It's not. Matter of fact, don't depend on that. This is your billboard. This is your free advertisement to work your way into something else. And everybody looking at it the wrong way. That ain't how it works. So I'm here to tell you, you've been lying to yourself since day one. You think you can't own a home. I'm just going to run down the line of things that I've been told. You cannot own your own home or your own land. You have to live in an apartment. All the excuses that you done gave me, the only reason I'm not listening to that is because somebody say, well, I'm elderly. I know elderly people that stepped out on faith and did it. I'm handicapped. I know handicapped people that stepped out on faith and did it. And I'm telling you, the two people that I know right off the top of my head, listen, even I'm amazed because I don't know how they get along the way they do, but they did it and they do. You've been lied to. We've been lied to. This is just a whole nother brand of shackles. It's just a whole nother brand of shackles. You've been lied to tell you can't do nothing without me. And you know what? There's a lot of folks out there that do the same thing. Once they figure out you believe in that lie, they keep using it. Once they feel that you stupid enough to keep believing that lie, some people want to take advantage of how stupid you are. You know, you either meet somebody and they become your friend, or your loved one, or your lover, or your mate, or your husband, or your wife. You know what? Those are the people tell you can't do nothing without me. They know that you've been thinking that about this job and this little apartment your whole life. So they gonna take advantage because you done slipped up and said, I don't know what I'd do without this job. I can't lose the job. I can't afford to lose it. After a while, you start figuring, if I have that same power over somebody, then people will never tell you the truth. They'll never let you go. Never. They will abuse that situation. And you'll think forever that you have to live in this tiny apartment. You can't own your own business. You can't own your own home. You can't pay health insurance. You can't get off of low income. You know how many people I know? I guess I can raise my hand. Low income, welfare. Yeah. I said it, people they ain't even like, what? Lead? Would you tell them? Going to get them stamps? Going to get that cheese?
That's back when it was on paper.
That's right. We got, and hey, you know what? I still got some. I don't got a whole book.
It's probably moth-eaten.
It is. It's beat up. What was that for? I ain't gonna, that's too personal, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's too personal. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you this. I got some stamps to this day. Yeah. And everybody think you can't get off of welfare. They got you by the balls. You can. You just
It's scary.
It's scary.
But you can't let that be.
It's scary because think about this. If you constantly getting free stuff, it's like leaving your mama's house. You've been eating food for free. You've been cutting the lights on, leaving them on. You've been cutting on the faucet, leaving it leaking and running. You know good and well when you own your own stuff, you get one extra drop of water come out the faucet. I got a leak. I got to go buy some seals. Because at the end of the month, if I keep letting this leak go or the toilet keep running, I'm going to get that bill. When you leave your mama house, that is like really, truly the second time that umbilical cord is cut. Because you find out the truth about life. Ain't nothing free. Matter of fact, everything you attempt, you're going to bleed a little bit. But you got to get out there. You got to go see what it's like. We are living proof. Now, mind you, with the first one, so welfare recipients with a child. You can get off of that crap. You can get it because I'm telling you, it ain't nothing but a shackle. It's a pacifying shackle. But you got to be diligent. You got to, hey, look, man, no, you can't have none of this. No, I ain't having no more kids. I ain't having no more kids like that. Because that's going to hinder you too. You got to be more decisive, more selective with your body, your thoughts, and your decisions. Instead of keep popping all your money on clothes, eyelashes, shoes, and rims, man, you got to put some of that stuff away and work towards your goal. If you don't ever pull out a piece of paper and write down something, you will never get started. I promise you this. Every hip hop star, every rap star, every movie director, every screenplay writer, every last one of them, you know what they did? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you right here. Hand me that, babe. Right there. Yeah. Every last one of them started out, broke as me and you. They started like this. This is how I can guarantee, I don't know none of these people. This is how Jay-Z started his career. Oh, he's a billionaire now, right? Like this.
They started with what they had.
They probably ain't had no paper.
I'm about to say, if he ain't have paper, he started out with it in his mind.
In his mind. You got the lyrics in your mind.
You better remember it.
There you go.
You better keep.
You got a flow in your head, and until you get to some paper,
got no pen, you better
a napkin, you straight.
Man, better get a knife and start scraping some stuff in some wood.
Plain and simple.
Go outside, get a rock, and start writing on the side.
Amen. Now, here's the other thing. Steven Spielberg, you think he just came up and just E.T. just happened? Close Encounters of the Third Kind just happened? Jaws just happened? No, he woke up in the middle of the night giggling like me one time. Probably was like this. Boy, that's a good one. But I ain't gonna make it a carp. I'm gonna make it a shark. Yeah, a shark. If you don't pick up a pen and write down your every thought, it will never work. Every great comedian does the same thing. They write, even if it's doodles. I watched a show, Seinfeld one time, and one of the episodes was he had a joke that he thought was funny in the middle of the night, and he woke up laughing and wrote it down on a napkin and went back to sleep. Even though that episode ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about, the whole thing is what he did. He's a comedian. Come to find out, he's done that in real life. Wake up laughing like, man, that's crazy. Just write it down in the morning, build on that. You do the same thing with this life.
Mm-hmm. If you could buy, I see Miss Shirley says she bought some trees with her EBT card.
There you go.
In some states, Section 8 will help you buy your house. They'll help you get the down payment.
But if you don't ever do any research, you know what me and Lady Leia used to do? True story. Me and Lady Leia used to go and window shop for houses. We used to just drive through neighborhoods looking at houses. We used to have them old house books. I forget what they was called, Home and Garden or something, where all the houses for sale, this was before the internet. All the houses for sale was in these books. We would look on, it wasn't Craigslist. We would look in the newspaper at listings for houses and just take a day together and drive to some of these houses. Go to some of these open houses and dream, and not just dream, but ask questions. House Guide, that's what it is. Thank you, TLC. The book's called, they was House Guide. They used to be in every grocery store. Yeah, remember?
That's like the phone book.
Right, that was like the phone book. Soon as you come in to get you a shopping cart, there go the Home Guide book. We grab a couple Home Guides. We would lay in the bed and be like, baby, look at this one. Oh my God, they got 3 bedrooms. That was a big thing back then for us. This one got 3 bedrooms and an upstairs. Ooh, is that a pool? We used to dream like that. And then what we would do was start asking questions. I know some of these real estate agents or some of these banks ain't got time to be playing with you. But every blue moon, one of them will give you some answers. Because here's the thing. If a real estate agent is going to be successful. They're going to help you try to figure out how to fix your credit, how to fix your income, how can you make this happen? A real estate agent is going to tell you, you need to do this XYZ on your credit. You need to go pay this off. You need to pay that off. Whatever this here's a charge off for your credit card. You need to go and pay that. You need to handle this stuff first. Then you need to turn around and go put at least $5,000 in the bank. Let $5,000 sit in the bank for at least a year, or was it 6 months? Let $5,000 sit in the bank for 6 months. Do not touch it. If anything, only add on to it. That's a real estate agent. You know why? Because that real estate agent want to help you, because that's how they make their income. If they don't sell no house, they don't make no money. So they do really want to help you, whether it's selfish or not. They want to help you personally be able to afford a home and fix your credit. But if you don't ask no questions, and I keep seeing this, I'll never own no home, I'll never own no land, I'm stuck in this 2-bedroom apartment. Y'all tell me that all the time, and y'all give me grief because I'm always like, I ain't listening to that. I'm not listening to it. I don't want to hear that. Because if I would have said that, we would have still been in the ghetto listening to gunshots. And yes, to this very day, where me and my wife met, that street still go to bed and wake up to gunshots and yellow tape. If I would have been like that, if I would have been like, this is it, we just gonna be stuck in this house at the end of the block in the hood where they racing cars and murdering people, this is where we gonna be, us and our kids. If you don't ever think no further than the little neighborhood you live in, that's exactly where you gonna stay. You gonna stay right there in that one little neighborhood that you in. If you don't ever think that you will ever work for yourself and not have to go punch no clock, that's what you're going to do. You're just going to go in there and punch a clock every day. You've been lied to your whole life. I'm going to hit you with this real quick. Through the course of history, you know why these are so uncertain times right now? I'm going to tell you why these times right here, and I ain't going to get into that. I'm going to tell you why now is so uncertain to everybody. Everything is just decombobulated. It's just crime, it's murderous. And I know what some of y'all going to say, but I'm going to tell you this. It is a little bit of that, but I'm going to tell you what it really is. It's, people call it woke, right? It's not, see, I knew people was going to say that, Tox. No. You know what? Tox, you say, because Jesus is coming. I don't think so, not yet. Not yet. You know what I think it is? It's the same feeling as if you found out that your wife or your husband been cheating on you. The same feeling you get when you find out. The same feeling you find out that your best friend is the one that stole your wallet at the party. Your best friend stole your wallet and took all the money out of it and spent it. That feeling is what's happening right now, because all the lies that helped build this nation is all starting to come out to a head, just like a pimple, and that sucker ready to pop. Everything we've been told lies about, lied to, lied on top of lie on top of lie. It's all out in the open. They ain't even denying spaceships no damn more. Okay? UFOs. They ain't denying nothing no more. It has come to a head so much, family, where you cannot deny the truth. You can't handle the truth.
You yelling.
I know, because that was part of the movie. That was my dude. And here's the thing, it's the floodgates of truth is breaking down the damn walls. We running out of water on those dams, but we could fill those ravines up with truth because that's how much is coming out. It's so much truth coming out that everybody keep running. Oh, why is there so much hatred? Why is there so much racism? Why is there so much this? Because that truth hurt. That's like pouring lemon juice. That truth is the lemon juice in your wound of lies. That's why. All these years, now all this truth is coming out and people don't want you. They don't want you to know it, but you can't help but know it. This is like how you found out your best friend stole your wallet because you marked a couple of your bills and he just paid for your drink with your damn money. That's how much truth it is. Now, the same lies that help build this giant lie is you can't work for yourself. You got to go work for somebody else. You got to be on somebody else's health insurance. You can't afford to own no home. You can't afford to own no home over there. That is a lie. And as long as you keep telling yourself that what you can't do, you lying to your damn self. And if you're lying to yourself, you get whatever you deserve. Because you believe it. When they so-called set us free, okay, some of us couldn't wait to be free. I'm leaving this. I'm out of here. We moved all the way up to Canada. We spread out through the country, right? When they set us free, some people didn't leave because they were scared to know what's out there. All they knew was the plantation, huh? All they knew was the plantation. They was born on the plantation. They know how not to get whipped. They know how not to get in trouble. They know if they do what he tell us to do, I'll live to see another day, right? Some people took their life in their hands. They leaped out on faith and said, I know it's some bears, lions, tigers, mountain lions, wolves. Think about when we really spread out, when they turn us loose, right? This was the wild blue yonder. Wasn't no roads. These people is moving all the way to Canada, walking through the woods with bears, lions, tigers, wolves, turtles, I don't know, snapper turtles, through the swamps. They said, I don't care what I got to risk to make it. I'm free. But I'm not going back there, though. I might get swallowed up by this bear. But my chances, see, this is what they did know. This is what they did know. The people that left, this is what they did know. If I get out there and it's just too many damn bears, and I know I'm going to get eaten, I can always go back to the plantation. He'll be happy to see me come back. Did you hear anything I said? He will not get mad at me if I come back. He will welcome me back to the plantation. That's the same mindset that we all got right now. We so scared to leave, step out on faith because we scared of bears, scared of wolves, scared of lions, tigers, snapping turtles, snakes. We scared of something that we don't even know if it's going to even affect us. Say we are attacked by a bear. Maybe the bear ain't going to get you. It's going to get your homie. But you live to finish off the trail and be successful. That's how this works, man. We all might not make it through the wilderness, but two of us is. You know that old saying, like, you can't shoot all of us. You got 6 bullets. You can't get all of us. Okay. When a bear attack, he only gonna get one at a time. That's how life work right now. And we still have that same mindset of I don't want to leave the safety, listen to this now, and the security and the comfort of the plantation. You just watch your wife get raped, your kid get sold, but you don't want to go out into the wilderness for freedom because you scared bears is out there. Man, cut it out. That's the world we live in right now. You scared to go out there, step out on faith, work for yourself, use your ideas to make some money instead of making this man filthy rich. You scared to go out into, this is still a wilderness. You scared to step out there on faith. Because here's the thing about it, like I told you, if I fail, I work for myself. I have my own business. Me and my wife run our own lives. But you know something? Know what's something that never, I wake up every day, I'm scared. I run my own business. Anything can happen. But you know one thing, that one safety net, I can always go back to the plantation. They'll welcome me with open arms, and I ain't gonna have no shame about it. What I mean by that is, man, it's so many jobs out here that's hiring. I could probably go back to my old job and get my job right back with my seniority and everything. I would have 10 years in that mug because they need help so bad. Ain't nobody firing. See, it's a difference. Ain't nobody firing, they hiring. So if worse came to worse, hey, Walmart greeter is always open. I could go back to driving trucks. I can always go back to the plantation. I can always go back to work. But I will never know if my success is going to work if I never tried what I'm doing right now. It's been over a year and a half. And I'm still making it work. It's scary. It's stressful. But I'm making it work. I tell myself when to punch in. I tell myself when to punch out. I tell myself when it's time for lunch. I tell myself when it's time to go to the bathroom. I tell myself how important one of these projects is over the other one.
And when to drink some water.
And when to drink some water, because you know I need some. When I need some water, like you said. I don't gotta pass out no damn more working for somebody else because I'm so dehydrated. And you will pass out at some of these jobs and they'll think you faking. They'll kick you before they come down there and check your pulse. Get up from there, man. You always playing. Tell me I'm lying when I ain't. Thank you, honey. You can always go back. You can always go back. You gotta try it though. Some people scared to talk to that person you fell in love with. Man, all they can say is no. But if you don't never approach them and say, man, I think you're the most beautiful creature on this planet. That ain't no jokes and that ain't no game. I can't stop thinking about you. And I ain't no stalker. I just think you're beautiful. If you don't get those words out of your head, out your mouth, and into somebody's ear, they'll never know. They probably thought the same thing about you. But if you don't step out on faith and start making your dreams come true, you're going to always be on the plantation. Always. Always. You can always go back. But if you don't write nothing down and start putting some ideas together, you'll always be exactly what you think you are. Nobody. A lot of us go to sleep every night thinking about that dead-end job that you got to go to in the morning. You're working a job, you barely paying the rent, you barely paying the lights, you barely paying the water. When it's all said and done, you still got to go borrow some money from one of those title loan places. You know you're going to get your car took. You're going to be hiding your car over your mama's house for about 2 months because you know you can't pay the title loan people back. Then the signature loan people, you know you owe them $4,000. You don't know why you needed $4,000, but since they offered it to you, you only needed 40. But they said you qualify for $40,000. Your dumb ass signed the contract for $4,000 when all you needed was 40 to pay the light bill. Instead of taking the $40 from the signature loan place, you used the 40, paid the lights, and you bought out with $3,600 and something dollars. How do I know that? Cause I'm hood and I done that shit. That's why. I'm telling you, I've been around the world. Nah, yeah. Y'all don't know us, man. Don't let this little YouTube stuff fool you. We done did it all. You know good and well you will sign over your title loan, and then you can't pay it back, and you be hiding your car in people's garage and stuff. How do I know? How do I even know the tactic? Been around the world, nah, yeah. You can't find my hoopty. You ain't getting my car, man. I'll pay you, but it's gonna be a minute. I gotta pay the signature loan people first before I pay the title loan people. I promise you. People laughing right now because I bet you about 30% of y'all got some title loans right now. You was watching Maury Povich.
Oh wait, I got one.
What?
The strategic overdraft.
Oh!
You wait until the end and then you put the big one.
See, she just hit you with some ghetto game. The strategic overdraft. We ain't gonna say that. We ain't gonna get them in no trouble. Okay. See, we got tactics, man. This is ghetto tactics. People got tactics on the battlefield. We got tactics in the hood. There's certain things you do. This is 2022, about to be 2023. Ain't no reason for nobody had no checkbook. You better hang on to a checkbook, at least one of them. Everybody using cards and cash. You need at least one checkbook to get you out of a jam. I'm just telling you. I ain't gonna tell you. Lady Lead laughing. We ain't gonna tell you. Don't laugh. You got Lady Lead laughing because that she was superior with her game. Telling you. Now that's not saying you're gonna overdraft and be bouncing checks. It's strategic. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay. And then you shoot dice with Paul, get that money back, and give it back to Peter. It's a game, man. If you don't know how to play this ghetto game, listen, this is the thing about all this mess that I'm telling you right now. You've been lied to, right? Here's the thing. The big lie is this whole thing is a game. This whole makeup, you wonder why you can't make it. You can't make no headway in this world. You wonder why you always 2 steps behind success? Because you still think that this is all real. The reason why you 2 or 3 steps behind is because you keep thinking this is all real and you just got the bad luck of the draw. You picked the burnt match. You got the short straw. That's not why. It ain't because you picked the short straw. You ain't picked the burnt match. I'm going to tell you why you 2 or 3 steps behind at all time. You 2 or 3 steps behind because you think all of this bullshit is real. This is the biggest board game ever created. We still to this day play board games, to this very day. This is the biggest board game ever created, and somebody is back there giggling. You ever been watching somebody play spades or sitting in the back watching somebody play Monopoly and be laughing at the people that's losing? Like, oh, man, don't take my last $500, man. You know, I ain't going to take your last $500 if you give me them purple houses. Give me them purple houses. Give me them 2 properties, and not only will I not take your $500, I'm going to give you $500 so you can stay in the game. Don't that sound familiar? It sounds like exactly what the hell we do right now, right? Just so you will stay in the game, so you can waste more money, take more of your damn money, because what happens is, if I get you to stay in the game, You give me your 2 properties, 2 of the most precious things you got on this board, right? You only got 500. Give me them 2 properties. I'm gonna let you hold on to that 500. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you 5 more hundred, so you feel like I can redeem myself. I can still be the winner of this big board game. You ain't got no properties, but you got $1,000 in your hand, right? Now, this dude own every property around the board. Your ass don't own nothing, but you got $1,000. Some kind of way, say you got 1 property left, you ain't got no house on it. Somebody land on your property, you get another $100. Somebody land on your property again, you get another $200. Once you got about $5,000, you think you got a chance to win, but you so dumbfounded you don't even realize why it took you about 7 spins around the board to get $5,000. Your homie on the other side of the board got $1 million. He owns everything, and all he keeps saying, if you land on anything over here, I'm taking every cent that you just earned for me. He invested $500 in you because he knew you was going to make him more money. So when he wait until you get that $5,000, that's when you landed on the railroad. Give me all that. You got to come up off all that. You out. That's how this game is set up. See, the police don't mess with the small guy on the corner, do they? No. They just keep watching him, watching the small guy on the corner, watching the small guy on the corner. Oh, now you got on some Air Jordans. Oh, now you got on a starter jacket. Oh, okay. Now he getting his hair cut. Okay, I see my little homie got a couple chains around his neck. Oh, now he out there flashing money, making money phones. All right, now busting. Because they know if I would have caught him while he ain't had no money, probably had a couple $100 in his pocket. Number 1, we ain't gonna get this case to stick. Number 2, we gonna let him back out on the street. He gonna tell all the rest of the roaches about what's popping off, and that's gonna blow our cover. No, let him make some money. We gonna take all that. That is the game of Monopoly in real life. The same thing work for real life here in this so-called world we live in. They let you think you gonna get to the top, just like these entertainers, right? These millionaires, billionaires, they let you think you the number 1 athlete. You got millions. Then they knock you over the head for some stupid charge. And it's going to take every cent you got to keep your ass out of jail. They know good and well they don't even really want you in jail, or they don't care. But they do know that you got about $40 million in cash somewhere that would help this department out or help this political ploy out a little bit. Busting. What? You trying to give me life for the Chronic? That's two whole different albums. You talking about Life Jennings and Dr. Dre. You trying to give me life for the Chronic. This ain't gonna work. Now you gotta pay for a good lawyer. And it's gonna take every cent, because the lawyer, that's his pal. They pals. It's gonna pay him everything. You gonna have about $10 in your pocket when they done with you. You ain't gonna be in jail though. It's a game, man. Some of these places will give you money, keep giving you money, so you can build it up and make them more money. So when they get you, that's them making you make their money. They don't sit back and watch and giggle like the people in the back of the board game watching you play spades, or watching you play Monopoly and lose. They know you're gonna lose. They know you're gonna lose when they first came into the party. Oh, this dude, you might as well get up from the board, man. So, knowing now that the whole secret to why you 3 or 4 steps behind is because you think this is all real. This is a game, baby. This is a game. And if you don't know how to play the game, you're going to always be the dude handing over your couple of houses. You're going to always be the dude. Always when you land on somebody, think about it. You land on somebody else's property, you always got to pay up. You end up getting a traffic ticket. You end up getting a doggone, your license plates, your tags is due, your taxes is due. It's always somebody in your damn pocket. It's so many people in your pocket, you reach down in your pocket, you pull their hand out. They holding your money. This whole world stay in your pocket, man. They in your pocket so much, you reach down in your damn pocket and pull out a whole nother hand. That hand is hand you something. Move. That's how this works. So, instead of keep playing this game, you gotta start changing the rules. The one thing that people don't do when they sit down to play a game is they don't look at the rules. They're told the rules. They don't open a book and read the damn instructions. No, you sit down to play a game of cards, right? This is what they say. Okay, all right, Jokers is wild, this and that. You're told the rules. Somebody made up for a game that they invented. They invented a game. They made up some rules. You come in and play their game. That's where you effing up. You came to the table to play another man's game. He ain't got no rules. He thinking this stuff up as he go. Like little kids. Remember we play tag and be like, from now on, all the boys is on one team, all the girls on the other team. All right? As you go, the rules is being changed by the minute. You're playing another man's game. That's how this works. You have to create your own game. And you make your own rules. Once you make your own rules, whoever comes sit to the table with you, they playing by your rules. I wake up when I want to. I go to work when I want to. I do this when I want to, how I want to do it. I can let and listen to anybody give me whatever advice I want. I'm not being told what to do. My creativity is through the roof. Because now my mind is free. I don't got to think about not crashing this mail truck while I got this brilliant idea for a video or information that I want to tell the Greenhouse Lounge. I don't got to mix up the mail and put it in the wrong damn house because I'm so busy thinking about my fruit tree and how I'm going to keep these squirrels off my persimmons. I don't got to do that no more. I get to wake up next to my wife and watch her wake up. Priceless. Priceless. You know good and well when you wake up to go to work, you might kiss somebody on the forehead while they still got slobber in their mouth and sleep in their eye. That ain't the real them. They are knocked out. They are not on this planet at that moment. You just kissed a carcass. You kissed a carcass. That's not how we should greet each other, and that's not how we should leave each other. We should leave each other conscious and greet each other while we're conscious. That kissing in the middle of the night, the two ships in the night, that crap is bullshit. And that's what they got us. Because mama got to go to work now and daddy got to go to work. And the kids is just off on their own doing whatever the hell they want to do. Running the streets and living on the internet. That's why I'd rather just be making, I'm just scaving by, see. I'm not rich. But I just make enough just to pay my bills until I can do better. But it's the fringe benefits is what they call it. It's the best. It's not the money with what I do, because I ain't got it. It's the fringe benefits. I get to watch this woman wake up every day, have her coffee ready, because I'm sure she told you before that coffee. Ooh. Before that coffee, she all pretty and stuff. Now, before that coffee, she come out like, dang. No, you don't, baby. No, you don't, honey. No, you don't. No, you don't. She need that coffee though. So now I can wake up and you know what? We got a whole selection of different kind of coffee. I don't gotta just get her no Folgers. I can fresh grind my baby some coffee from fresh coffee beans every morning. Fresh filtered water. I ain't rushing through it or nothing. I can make her breakfast if she want. If you don't feel like eating, it's there for you, baby. I can do that and still get my work done. Sit at the other end of this table, enjoy my breakfast and my coffee with my wife while we're both working. We can talk to our children and see their faces in their grown lives. I can kiss my baby boy goodbye. Have a great day at work and school. I can see him. He can sit down and talk to me like, Dad, I'm having a little situation. I ain't talking to him while I'm in a mail truck. Well, son, look, let me hit you back, son, cause man, this lady, she looking for this package. Let me just hit you back. I don't know. My son might be going through a life crisis or something, man. He might need some real help. Sometimes kids need that help. You don't know what's going through their mind, man. When they start getting them ages, you don't know, their hormones is all over the place. Either they might be thinking about harming themselves, they might be thinking about doing something wrong, or I was thinking about hanging with my homies, they talking about robbing a bank, and you talking about something, let me hit you back, man, this lady need her package, daddy gonna call you back. You never call him back, right? And he end up doing a jack move. I'm here to stop that shit. I can put my hand in there and now I won't feel guilty. If you end up doing some stupid stuff now, I did my, you know who said it? T.I. Everybody seen what T.I. said about his son. He going to prison. I loved it. He said he's just going to go to prison. Because I did everything I'm supposed to do as a man, as a father, as his friend. I did everything I'm supposed to be doing right now as a man, as a father. He ain't got to come look for me. He ain't got to go find me. He ain't got to be like, oh, I ain't never had no daddy. None of that. So now if he chooses to pick that gangster life and go to prison, that's what he gonna do. And I'm okay with that. Because I know I did what I had to do. But that feeling of guilt when you have not been there in your child's life and they make a bad decision, that's some guilt you will never live down. So it's not always about you going to be rich when you come out here, because that's one of the misconceptions that people keep thinking. They think I'm going to go work for myself and I'm going to get rich. That's not just the only thing you should be thinking. As a matter of fact, that should be the last thing you think of. You want to hear about how it works and it's successful? Just keep thinking about, I need enough to pay my bills every month. Whatever bills those are, I need to make that cap no matter what. And the rest is a bonus. See? It's not always the money. It's the fringe benefits, man. Being there in your house all day. Man, look, y'all done see me in pajamas. Man, look, I got on pajamas right now. Why you think I'm burning up in this jacket? Because I ain't got no drawers on, son. I ain't got on no drawers, man. See? I ain't got to go rushing up there to go to bed because I got to go do something for somebody else in the morning. I had on no drawers all day. I've been swinging like Tarzan, son, all day. And can't nobody tell me not to. That is one of the fringe benefits. I can make just as much money with no drawers on legally. I had to put that there legally as I could if I put that doggone uniform on and was in that hot toaster for 16 hours a day. I get a chance to make my day off. And I'm telling you again, you've been lied to for hundreds of years. You've been lied to for so long, you believe it too. You believe you can't do better. You're lying to yourself. And then when you had children, you lie to them too and tell them the first thing you need to do when you get out of high school, you got to go to college so you can get a job, and work for somebody else. Tell me I'm lying when I ain't. You know you do it because I done did it. Biggest mistake of my life. Telling my oldest son, you got to get out of high school, go to college, get a job, get a degree, to get a job, to go work for another man. That's how, don't lie to me and tell me you ain't said that, because that's what we're taught. That's what we're taught. And we think that that's the proper way to do everything. We think that that's the only way to become a successful person on this earth. It ain't. Because every billionaire that I know ain't never stepped a day in college. All these millionaires, billionaires barely made their crumbly asses through high school. They stepped out on faith with their thoughts, beliefs, and ideas. And now people work for them. Ain't that weird? Ain't that weird? Now, I'm just spitting facts. I ain't spitting off some stuff that I think. I'm telling you some stuff I know. You know it too. That's why I'm making sure I say it. All these people, we using their products all throughout our house and all throughout our lives, and none of these people went to college. If they did, they just went there to go smoke some chronic, and then that was it. They didn't accomplish anything. They owed a lot of student loans. And I left that part of the game out too. Remember I was telling you how on the Monopoly board, he take your two houses, let you keep your property, and he give you $500 just so you can stay in the game. Listen, stay with me. So you can stay in the game, so you can earn more money, so he can take it from you later on. Once you get about 5,000, you get out of high school. When you get out of high school, you have to be the most, it's like chumming the water for sharks. Because every credit card company on the planet will give a child credit. You will never have this much, your credit score will never be as good as when you first get out of high school. That is, unless your mama put your name in the phone bill in your name or something. Y'all know, I'm sure y'all know where I'm talking about that. Some of our parents were a little rough around the edges. Put the water bill in their baby name. You finally turn 18 or something. You step out on your own and find out you owe about $1,700 in light bill. You can't get your light bill turned on in your new apartment. You can't get your lights turned on till you pay that $1,700. Like, what? Yeah, that's another story. But this how it works. They give that child that goes to college about $100,000 worth of credit cards. Fresh, a child. This child ain't even finished growing hair on his face, and his sideburns ain't full of nothing. He ain't even fully got hair around his junk or nothing. And they give this kid $50,000 in credit in plastic. Sight unseen. Just sign some stuff. They even got a place when you go to college to go sign up for the damn credit card. They don't even send it to your house. You go down to this special place in the cafeteria or in the auditorium, and you sign up for all these different, I ain't gonna name them because I have a couple of them. Sign up for all these different kind of credit cards. And guess what? Little known to you, you end up qualifying for each and every last damn one of them. You sign up for 5. Each one of them gave you $10,000. You have $50,000 on all these credit cards, and you don't even know that each one of them has an annual fee. So you ain't even spent nothing, and already you owe $1,000 for some reason. Stupid. They know a child is stupid. So it's the same as playing Monopoly. You give this sucker a little bit of money, so you can go out and burn them credit cards up and end up owing me money. So when it's time, when I feel like you done really burned them all the way up and now you owe me that whole $50,000 instead of that $500, pay up, fool. Pay up. Monopoly. It's no damn different. They want to keep you in the game. They give you that extra money to keep your ass in the game so you can keep playing and keep making them more money. They hoping that you might make those credit cards work for you and then mess up, and now they done took $100,000 off of you. Then you go to college. You can get in Harvard right now, okay? You can have your GED and probably get into Harvard, okay? One of them expensive schools. They need that money, man. They need that money. Because they know they're going to offer all this to you. There is not, and trust and believe, you know me and her know, that college debt, that student loan debt, oh, you're going to have that probably for the rest of your life. Most of it anyway. You're going to be gray. You're going to have gray hair before you done paying your damn college loans off. Tell me I'm lying when I ain't. You're going to have gray hair somewhere on your body before you're done paying your student loan fees. After interest and all those years, you're going to be gray somewhere on your body. I ain't saying you're going to be old, but you're going to have gray hairs sprouting from somewhere when you can finally pay off your student loan. That's because they gave you a little bit of money, like I told you. And they let it build up, and all that interest build up. Give us our money. We're going to send you to collections. So the whole thing is, family, this is a big lie. You've been lied to so long, and throughout the generations, we believe this lie so much so that we're starting to teach our own children this lie. Go to school, go to high school, go to college, get a degree to go work for another man. That got to be the dumbest to me. All right, now I ain't gonna say all of it, but for most of the reason why this is set up this way is exactly what I just said. It didn't used to be set up that way. It used to be set up to bring forth knowledge, bring forth education. But now it's a business like anything else. That's now go to school, go to high school, then go to college to get a job and work for somebody else is just as dumb as say, okay, leave Africa in a little boat, paddle across the damn ocean all the way to America, come to America to go be a slave on your own. That's how dumb that sounds. You never one time gave yourself a chance to maybe I don't want to go to America. Maybe I want to take my little boat to that other island out over on that side of the ocean and start my own little village. We always trying to stay in tune with that lie, man. You've been lied to. You a liar because you've been lying to yourself. I'm a liar because I've been lying to myself all these years, thinking that's the way it works. I've been lying to myself. I even lied to my children and told them because my father lied to me. Son, this is what you're supposed to do. Don't too many people tell you to go out there and you go sell that little barrette that you made out of sandwich bag ties. That if we put a little work into them barrettes made out of sandwich bag ties and really got a company to make them barrettes for us, we could actually sell those. Tell your kids that. Instead of watching them color on a coloring book, you start paying attention. This kid is good. Take the coloring book and now give them a blank sheet of paper. Give them a paintbrush and a damn canvas. Take that doggone Daffy Duck coloring book out of their hand. Give them a canvas, an apron, and a paintbrush, and go put them in the shed. Let them go to town. You don't know, man. We gotta find our creativity. You were put here on this planet. Now I can't tell you what all the plans he got for you. Heard me? I can't tell you all the plans he got for you because I'm not him. He him. But I can tell you one thing I know. You were put here. Lady Led said it too. You were put here for a reason. Everybody was. I don't care what happens to you, good or bad, to you. You was put here for a reason. The only thing you got to do is figure out what that is. Why? The biggest question ain't really where we came from. Our biggest questions as humanity is, why am I here? Why am I here? Not where did we come from? Where are we going? Stick with one. Why am I here? There's a reason. There's a reason. But if you're constantly being distracted by what somebody else got you doing, you will never figure that out. You will never figure out what your purpose is. You will never figure out what your talent is. You will never figure it out because you're too occupied and too distracted with doing something for somebody else that's meaningless to you. When we go to work every day, you know what we do? Soon as you're done, the last thing you want to talk about and the last thing you want to think about is work. Your job. Does that sound like a meaningful job to you? Does that sound like you're making a difference to you? If every day you go to work and the last thing you want to do is go to this work, and the last thing you want to do when it's over is talk about it or think about it, that sounds like you've been victimized. That doesn't sound like something you can't wait to get up and wake up the next morning to do. That sounds like a victim. What victims do is suppress whatever way they were victimized. They suppress them thoughts as hard as they can until it pop. You implode. If you got a bunch of secrets and skeletons in your closet and they deep down inside, it's the pressure. The pressure of that is like it builds down. Even if you take a piece of coal and you press that pressure down into a diamond, then the mountain split open and the diamond is exposed. That is you. All of that pressure of going to this job, and people keep wondering why everybody's so damn crazy. Man, this pressure is too much. Can't take it. When you start saying, I hate going to work. Like I hate it. I hate going to work. That is one of the signs of victimization. That's what victims of some kind of crime or abuse feel like. People say the only people that can have post-traumatic stress is a soldier. No, it is not. You have never worked in a hospital if you say that out of your mouth. You have never been in the medical profession if you could say that out of your mouth. You've never lived in the ghetto if you could say that out of your mouth that a soldier is the only one that can have post-traumatic stress disorder. You have never lived in the hood. You have never been shot at. You have never been robbed. You have never had a knife or a gun or something put in your ribs if you can say that. That's stuff you can't get out your head and you relive it every day of your life. You a nurse, you a medical professional, you a nurse, you a doctor. Even if you a doggone physical therapist, you are in there and see some of the things that humans just shouldn't see, Lord. You see things, whoo, I hate doing that. You see things that humans just shouldn't see. And when people tell you only soldiers got post-traumatic stress disorder, that has got to be the most ignorant crap I ever heard in my life. Because people have been traumatized and victimized, and they relive that over and over and over for the rest of their lives. When you can't get no sleep because you've been victimized, that's it. That's medical, baby. And if you have a dream and nightmares about your job that you got to go to, you punched out, it's your damn day off, and you dreaming that you got to go to work, so you wake your ass up, brush your teeth, and head out the door, and you halfway there and realize, I ain't got to work today. That's trauma. If you have a nightmare about something happening on your job all the time, that's trauma. If you can't sleep because you dreading going to work in the morning, that's trauma. That is victimized. You were being victimized every single damn day of your life. Got to go in there, punch that clock, and hope and pray that the boss don't call you in the office. That right there, you can, what they doing to students now, right? For teachers, you can't take the kid out in the hallway alone no more, right? Because it makes them feel like they don't fit in, or make them, the rest of the kids laugh at them and stuff like that, and mess with their head. So what the hell you think it do for grown folks to call a man, a grown-ass man in the office, to tell him in so many words, man, you ain't shit. I'm tired of you being late. I'm tired of you doing this. I'm tired of you doing that. So now after he done fussing at you, you got to take your tail between your legs, go back out there on the line, and act like nothing, like this person, your supervisor or your boss, did not just humiliate you, demean you, harass you, belittle you, and strip the stripes off your doggone shoulder and make you less of a man or a woman inside that office. And everybody know what happens in that office. It's no different. Remember what I said earlier. You going in that boss's office is no different than the dude coming and stealing your wife, taking her up in the big White House and having his way with your wife, and send her ass back out to the field with you. Y'all can't even look at each other because she been in there being victimized, abused. Yes, your friends on the line right there, your friends to work next to you, like, man, you cool? Think about it, like, come on now, come on. You know I'm lying. You know I'm telling the truth. Look, your friends next to you working. Man, you good? What did they say? What happened? I heard them call your name, man. I was doing your job while you was off. You good? You sure? You about ready to cry and everything else. You don't know whether I should have hit him. I should just punched him in his mouth and got it over with, son. Every horrible thought in your head is going through. Ain't nothing happy. You ain't thinking about your birthday party when you were 6 right now. You thinking about how can I get some chalk outlines popping off and not get caught? Because somebody did you so horrible, and then they wonder why people is losing their damn minds on the job. You can't pull nobody to the side, man, and abuse them and victimize them, because it's the same thing. It's the same thing, humiliation. It's other ways to handle stuff, man. That ain't it, pulling me in office. That ain't how you do stuff. You could have came in there and gave me an award, but when I come back out, the office in every job means 2 things. Either you got a promotion or you got a whooping. Either you got a promotion or a demotion, a promotion or suspended. The office, man, is either cut or is on or off. And most of the time, people getting called in the office mean you in trouble. So everybody has that built in their head from lies that have been here for hundreds of years. When you get called in the office, the last thing anybody thinks is, you just won an award, huh? Say that to somebody when they come out the office, watch you get smacked. Humiliated in front of your peers. We got to stop lying to ourselves. We got to step out on faith. Figure out what the hell you was put here to do and start taking steps to do it. Start writing. Why y'all always see me with this in every other video? Because this stays by me. Man, write this stuff down, man. Write it down. You know what I put on here? I can't show you. Look at it. I'm just going to show you a little piece. See what all that is? You know what that is? That's things that I wanted to do for the camp. I think that's it. Yeah. These are things that I was writing and just jotting down for things that I wanted to take to camp with me. Ideas that I wanted to do when we got to the camp. These are just little ideas that I jot down all the time. Activities, things I want to accomplish, things that I want for the next class, the next camping class. Write your ideas, your thoughts, and your dreams down on paper. You manifest it like that. You make that come to life. You bring it out of your mind, out of your mouth. Write it on paper. Listen, it works. I don't know how it works. It works. If you don't keep saying it, it won't happen. If you don't keep writing it, it won't happen. If you don't put those ideas out, you could be shooting your idea back and forth with your homie, with your friend, with your girlfriend, just shooting ideas back and forth. Me and Lady Led do this all the time. I start telling her something I'm thinking about, and she'll say, you know what would be a good idea? Maybe instead of doing this, you added that and don't do that, but do this. Damn. Yeah. There we go. That's excellent. So now you bouncing your ideas off of other people. That's what we do here in the Greenhouse Lounge. Man, everybody said, he's stealing my ideas. She's stealing my ideas. He's stealing my ideas. Where the hell did that start? People is bouncing ideas off of one another. One person might build on an idea. I seen somebody take the cement mixers that I had started talking about planting my lettuce and stuff in. Take the cement mixers, don't set it on the ground. Somebody built whole stands for the cement mixers and made a whole long row of raised bed gardens without having to build anything. Who I look like saying, that's my idea, stole my idea. That's why we'll never get nowhere, man. Keep saying and do dumb crap like that about one another. It's innovation, man. Be innovative. Help other people prosper. I don't know. All I know is if you keep thinking you can't, you won't. That's a t-shirt. If you keep saying and thinking you can't, you won't. If you keep saying you can't, you won't. Period. It's that simple. Now, imagine this. Imagine this. You can keep telling yourself that you can't until you won't, right? You can keep telling yourself you can't, or so it never comes to life. See how powerful that is in reverse? If you keep I can't run that fast. I can't run that fast. I can't run that fast. I can't lose no weight. I can't lose no weight. I can't get that job. That girl will never look at me twice. If you keep saying that, it won't happen. If you use that same energy and say you can, it works both ways. You just, like Lady Led said earlier, you just flipping the switch off. You cutting the light switch off. You supposed to be cutting the light switch on, because without the light switch on, you can't see nothing. You keep that light switch off, telling yourself you can't, you won't, because you can't see. When you cut that light switch off and say you can't, you cannot see. Anything prospers. anything positive. The only time you can make any moves forward and at full speed, when the lights is out, you doing this here. You feeling your way around. You ain't making no leeway. You inching around. You cut that light on. Tell yourself you can. That's the on switch. You can see everything. You can run straight to your goal and jump all around all of these obstacles. Because now with the lights on, because you telling yourself positive stuff, you can see the obstacles in your damn way. You can't do that in pure darkness. You cut that switch off and you telling yourself you can't see shit. So you inching around. You know what you do in the dark when you done told yourself you can't? You bumping into every obstacle in the room. You bumping into every obstacle. You know what else you're doing? Not only is you bumping into every obstacle in the room in the dark when you tell yourself you can't, you also touching it. And you're having the obstacle help you move forward. That's just ridiculous. You bumping into obstacles and you're needing the obstacles to guide you. But if you say you can and cut that light switch on, you can jump over that doggone obstacle, go around that obstacle, full speed. You out of there in no time. It's no different. If you keep telling yourself you can't, then you sure the hell won't. Cut your light switch on. Start telling yourself, man, I got to try something. I got to try something better than this. You've been with this woman or this man, you know they ain't no good. Man, I got to figure something else out. I don't know. I ain't saying nobody needs to be, leaving their husband, their wife and stuff, but I'm telling you now, something got to happen here. You got one person like, I love this ghetto stuff. I love this hood stuff. The other person want to get out, man. I know y'all gonna hate me for saying this, but get out however you got to get out. If some people are like pigs. They love to wallow in the slop. They love it. You know what pigs? I was watching Black Tropical Homestead, and I watched them pigs. They love to roll around in that slop, muddy doo-doo water. They love it. You know what? It ain't a whole bunch of animals that like to do that. But there are certain animals, they love wallowing in the slop and in the mud, right? Most animals barely even want to take a drink out the river. They don't want to get dirty. Some animals, all they do all day and all night, just like a cat, is clean their fur, clean their coat, stay clean, all constantly keeping the bugs and the ticks off them. All they do is groom themselves all day. Either you going to be a cat or you going to be a pig. Pigs like to wallow in the slop. They like to stay in the ghetto. They like to stay in the hood. They like to stay in trouble. They like to be around problematic stuff. They love it. They bathe in the crime. You ever seen somebody just love to bathe in the crime? I got people like this. They love it. It's like they bathing in crime. Then they get mad at me. Why don't you come around? Nah. And then you got the people that love, man, to groom themselves and stay out of that mess. Now, both of them can't live together. I mean, they can. But the pig in the slop is always going to sling mud on the giraffe. It's just how it is. If you got one that don't like that crazy stuff, man, that crazy lifestyle, and you got one that just wallows in it, just bathes in it, that dirt and that funk are going to get on to that other animal. Sometimes you just got to, man, I got to cut my losses. It's going to be bad. It's going to hurt a lot of feelings. I got to get out of here, though. I love you, but I got to go. get out of that situation that you in. I'm telling you, it's possible. I bet you right now, you thinking everything, you think your situation is unique. You think your situation, only you are in this situation, or only a few set amount of people that the world has deemed unworthy to move forward. You think it's only a couple of people like that, don't you? No, it's all of us. But you got to know how to play the game to get out of it. It's not just you. You ain't alone. You ain't alone. You know, it's like I say, we've been on welfare years ago when we first start out. Just because you get on welfare, you use it like YouTube. You use welfare just like YouTube. This is your billboard to get out of this mess. Don't go popping collars and making money phones with food stamps. Don't go making money phones with food stamps, books of stamps. This is the time to save up what little money that this place gives you. Save it to get out of that mess. Save it. Can I tell you a story? I'm going to tell you a story. Let me think, because I don't want to lie. Okay. When one of my jobs left and went to, I don't even want to say the country it went to. One of my jobs picked up and left. I'm trying to think how long ago this was. Don't matter. One of my jobs picked up and left. And I'm not going to even talk about the president that was in office at the time. But this president made it so if you were laid off due to all of the economic crisis and everything, this particular, don't say his name, oh my God, I'm gonna have to put you out of here. This particular president extended unemployment for 4 years. Don't say his name, please don't. This president extended unemployment for 4 years, okay? So that means I was already on unemployment for a year. So my time was coming up to, either have to renew or my unemployment was running out. Okay? Once this particular president put that bill in where you mean to tell me I could be getting another unemployment with no questions asked. And at the time, from the job I was working at, I was making more money on unemployment than going to get a punk ass job. So you mean to tell me I could get unemployment for 4 years and not have to worry about nothing for 4 years? And I could just be taking this money, and you know what I did? I didn't wait 4 years. This is the mindset you gotta think. You gotta think like this. I could have waited 4 years, and when the 4 years run out, what the hell you gonna do? No. You take a little bit of that money. You accept some of it. You go make more money with that money. No matter what it is, whether it's your business venture or you do believe in going to college to work for another man, take that money instead of taking a loan for student loans, because in those positions, you're offered certain grants at certain schools for certain positions. Nursing. Okay? Nursing, for people that wanted to be nurses at the time, they were offering grants, government grants to do it. I did it. And I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay our rent because I'm still getting unemployment. Some of this money is making it so I don't have, even when you get government grants, they ain't going to cover everything. You still got some books to pay for. You still got some stuff to pay for, some supplies and everything else. It's stuff you still got to pay for. You still got to pay for gas to get back and forth to school every day. Whatever. That's where you use that little bit of money that they gave you. Supplement this money. Don't just sit there and eat that money up for 4 years. You ain't got no plan. I had a plan. And everybody kept saying, what the hell is you going to do A big black gangster nurse. That don't even sound right. Can you see me standing over top of your bed taking your blood pressure? I can laugh now, but it wasn't funny back then. Can you see me waking you up saying, hey, it's 12 o'clock. Okay, I'm sorry to wake you up, but I got to get your vitals. It's funny now. It wasn't funny then, because people did look at me like, not you. Not you, not you. You ain't going to do it. I've been told that too. Mr. Johnson, Miss Johnson, wake up, man, and get your vitals. Man, look, man, where that little girl go? Man, she went home 2 hours ago. Man, don't do nothing to me. Wait till she come back. You going up out of here. Like, man, who is you? You the doctor? I'm a nurse. No, don't, man, leave up out of here, man. Trust me, true story. So, family, step out on faith at least once in your life. I'm living proof that you don't always gotta stay in that rut. You don't. Listen, I'm flying by the skin of my teeth. I'm barely making it. But I'm making it. Did you hear what I said? I'm barely making it, but I'm making it. It's them fringe benefits, man, waking up next to my wife every morning. I ain't got to hurry up and get out in that morning traffic and fight people and get flipped off for the next 10, 20 miles to work. I don't got to get cussed out for something that I didn't even do at work. Just to get that paycheck. And when you get that paycheck, 90% of it is gone because the first thing you got to do is pay all the bills. This is what people don't think about when they making a wage. When you're getting paid from somebody else, you know what you don't think about? You don't think about, you say you make $20 an hour. I'm just keep it right there. You make $20 an hour. They take your taxes. They take your retirement and your health benefits out, okay? One thing that you never think of, your fuel getting back and forth to that job that's causing you torture every day. Your fuel, your time. Soon as you wake up, you on his time. Even though you in your house, you're getting yourself ready for the next hour or two, depending on who you are, to prepare your body and your mind, your spirit and your soul for another man. Think about that. You should be on the clock from the minute your alarm go off. You should be on the time clock for your job the minute your damn alarm clock go off. Because as soon as your alarm clock go off, you only waking up to go serve this person that you're working for. Damn it, and if you have a dream about the job, they owe you overtime. Time and a half. I dreamed about this sucker all night. Time and a half. Because it mentally never punched out. I've been thinking about this job all night long. I need time and a half for that. It's torture. But I tell you what a blessing. Even though I'm just barely getting by, I'm getting by. No draws or nothing. What a feeling. What a feeling. Everybody, here's the other lie. The other lie is you got to wait until you 65 or 70 years old to retire to enjoy the little bit of life you got left. They work your ass to death, literally. Then all the money. I used to work with a bunch of people. Raise your hand if you heard this. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stay. I can retire right now. Raise your hand if you've heard this story. I can retire right now, but I'm going to stay on another 5 years so I can get my full pension, or I can get my full benefit, or I can get my full payout from the VA, or the full payout from the military, the full payout. You see these people your whole life. and they could have been retired 10 years ago, but they still trying to get an extra damn $5 on their monthly allowance from the government. Soon as either they get hurt, listen to me now, because I live this. Either they get hurt and have to get put out permanently, or the job forces them out, or the job buys them out, or they finally just be like, I had enough. Soon as they leave, they die. All that money that they was sitting there plotting on to save for their life, be like, yeah, I'm gonna buy me a boat and I'm gonna go fishing out in the Caribbean, blah, 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 blah. They spent so much time working, they never got a chance to live. They never lived. They was alive, but they wasn't living. They was just a gear in the machine. You was alive and breathing, but you were not living for yourself. You were living for some sick dream from a lie that's been told to you years ago. You've been told a lie that if you work for me for 80 damn years, you're going to be able to stay out on some island by yourself with a bunch of hula girls and drink margaritas until your eyes cock like a 12-gauge shotgun. That's the lie. Part of it is truth. It's like doo-doo with sprinkles on it again, remember? There's a little bit of truth, just enough truth to make you put it in your mouth and taste it. It's doo-doo with sprinkles on it. So what they do is, part of that's truth. You will earn all that money that you said you was going to. Okay? You will work hard. But the hula girls on that island, you might get to that island and have a heart attack. You did all that for nothing. And then your family, you can't leave it to your family these days no more, because your family gonna fight over it. It's gonna get squandered. All that you gave, it's almost like you sacrificed your soul. Sometimes it feel like you sacrificing your soul or trading your soul to the devil. Because I don't think we was put here to work like that, man, and be abused like that. They made technology. They made technology so we don't have to work too hard. And I'm only thinking about as far as I can think back to the 50s, the commercials from the 50s and the 60s telling you, oh, now the new vacuum cleaner, it vacuums itself. Now your wife can get busy cooking. Now, that ain't me, it's the commercials. Your wife can get busy cooking while the super vac can vacuum your house all by itself, right? By Norelco. Y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? Every gadget for the last damn near 100 years been made to make our lives easier. That's another pile of doo-doo with sprinkles on it. There's a little truth to it, just enough to put it in your mouth so you can taste it. Find out it's doo-doo. It does make your life easier, all these fandango gadgets, right? It makes your life easier, and it makes you have more time with your family. But what they really want is for you to have more time to spend at work. Now, we're so knee deep in the funk of technology where now not only can they use all the extra time that dad got, mom got to go to work too now. And in some situations, little Billy got to go to work too. Ain't nobody in the house. We pay $300 to $500 to $1 million for a house that don't nobody really truly live in. Everybody is always at work trying to afford it. Really, by right, all we need is a good pop-up tent, because all you do when you get home is eat, take a shower, take a dump, go to sleep. It's no different than what we did at camp. Everybody wake up in the morning, get washed up, and you leave for the whole day out working for somebody else. It's like an endless loop. It's an endless cycle. You trying to make all this money to pay for a bunch of stuff that you never get to enjoy. When you finally get to enjoy it, you die. We've been doing this wrong the whole time. The whole time we've been doing this ass backwards. How is it that everybody, not just people of color, everybody is more broke, underpaid, and overworked more now with both parents in the household and one of their children working full time? We're all more broke now than they were in the 50s when only dad had to work his 6 to 8 hours a day. How? How can you say that to yourself? And this is truth. These are facts. This is not things that I'm just making up and pulling out my crease. This is real. How is it that we're more behind and broke now with both parents and probably one or two of the children in the house working full time, everybody bringing in a full-time pay, and still broke more than just one man working in the household? Mom stayed at home, helped raise the kids, kept the house clean, kept everything functioning in the household. Dad went to work to the office or to the factory, came home. I had one of those. I had that situation. How is it now, being a stay-at-home mom and a dad that only worked 8 hours a day? That is unheard of. And bro, I'm just saying. I know I went on and on with this, but man, listening to my wife, these are the conversations we usually have. Listening to her, and I know she's very soft-spoken, my baby's soft-spoken, but and she get her point across, and I'm a screamer and I'm a yeller, but I'm telling you, some people do need to hear it soft and sweet, and some people need to hear it blaring in their eardrums. Some people need to hear her sweet whisper, and some people need to hear me screaming at the top of my lungs in your eardrums to make you understand this is a joke. This is a lie. This is the biggest, craziest experiment on the face of the earth. This is a gigantic science project. I don't know who's pulling the strings, but this is a giant science project. Somewhere, somebody is sitting behind some tinted glass, watching all of us like lab rats, trying to figure out, okay, this one is starting to go for the cheese. Did that one get the pill XBL22? Okay, you gave that one XBL22. That one is starting to figure out where the cheese is. The rest of them is still stupid. They didn't have the pills. They got the placebo, right? Okay, it's working. That's how I feel sometimes. Like I'm just a rat in the maze. Some of us got the pill that made us smarter to figure out the maze, and some of us just had a placebo, and we gonna be in the maze and starve to death because we'll never find the freaking cheese. Some of us is going to be stuck in this damn maze till we starve to death looking for the cheese. We'll never find the cheese. But that's all it is. A big maze. A big game. A big lie. And somebody is sitting back and watching how this all plays out. Have you ever thought about how much none of this crap makes sense? Have you ever just sat like at work on your break, because this is the face you make when you're on your break. You ain't got enough money to put in the vending machine or nothing. You forgot to bring your lunch. You got on 2 different color socks. You got on 1 Croc and 1 flip-flop, and you supposed to have on steel-toe boots. You don't know what happened this morning. Your shirt is inside out, and everybody keep telling you, but you're not going to take it off and put it on right. You just like F the world. This is the face you make on that day. The reason why you like this, like screw my shirt, screw these socks, I like this flip-flop, and I like this Croc, and they're more comfortable. I'm going to start doing this more often. You start thinking, none of this make no sense. Everybody looking at me like I'm the one that's crazy because my shirt is inside out and the tag is flapping in the wind. I got on 1 Croc, 1 flip-flop, 1 blue sock that's short, ankle sock, and 1 tall one that's red up to my kneecap. And they think I'm the one crazy, but I'm sitting here pondering, this world don't make no freaking sense. Y'all so focused on me looking crazy, you don't understand. We've been making parts in this factory for 20 years, and nobody knows what this little part even does or where it goes when it goes on the semi-truck and gets shipped out. What is this? I've been building these parts for 20 years. What the hell is this? What does it go to? I don't even know what this is. Think about that. Some of y'all watching me right now work in factories like that. You build parts and pieces to something you don't even know what it goes to. You don't know what it's for. So if you're building a bunch of crazy stuff, you don't know what it's for. You know what you've been told, but you've never seen the actual product that it's supposed to go to. You don't know what you're doing. And you don't know what you're doing it for. You're doing it for a paycheck. And if you're only doing it for a paycheck and not to make the world a better place and better for other people, that's kind of selling your soul a little bit. You like, long as, listen to us, because we've all said this, as long as I'm getting paid, I don't care what the hell this is. Just cut me a check on Friday. You don't ask questions, I don't ask questions. That's lightweight prostitution. It's almost like we selling ourselves. We prostituting ourselves out. When you start feeling like what you do is meaningless, there's no point to what you're doing. Why am I doing this? You know how many jobs I've been on, how many factories I've been in? Mundane, just constant. Grab this robot, pull it over here. Zip, 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 zip. Bring it over here, weld. Let that robot go. Grab this robot, weld this. Let that robot go. Go. Next car. For 12 hours. With your headsets on, listening to Jay-Z, Biggie, and Tupac. That's the only pleasure you get out of any of this. Is your music. Then they tell you can't listen to music. It's a safety hazard. But this dude on the other side of the line just got all his fingers cut off from that damn welding gun that keeps sticking because of the damn pneumatic tube keep busting. Don't nothing make no sense, man. Why do every car industry need to make 50,000 cars that can't nobody afford? What the hell? Why do we keep building houses, but we got abandoned ones everywhere? I've seen this. There was an old abandoned Kmart not too far from me. They built a whole nother store across the street. I take it back, not a Kmart, Walmart. There's an abandoned Walmart that closed about a year and a half ago. And they built a whole nother damn mall and a store across the street. Big old beautiful building sitting there full of rats. What? They'll tell a homeless man to get your bum ass off the street. But then when he moved into one of the abandoned houses, Detroit and Ohio, you know I've been there. When he moved and go into a house and get the house cleaned up and start living in the house, now he's a squatter and he's a trespasser. Now we're going to put him in prison. But he also won't qualify for a bank loan to own a home. What, man? What? So that face that you were making with that one short ankle sock and that one long sock, that one croc and that one flip-flop, your shirt inside out with the tag flapping in the wind. And they say you're the one that look crazy. Bullshit. I'm wearing my clothes like Punky Brewster because this is my depiction of how the world looked to me. Crazy. Nothing matches. Nothing fits. Nothing works. But some kind of way it just won't stop. It keep on spinning. It keep producing more and more clueless stuff. Hand over fist. We keep building 50,000 cars. You know, I worked in a company and we built, I can't remember, I don't even want to lie. I want to say at least 500 or 600 cars a day. I want you to do the math on that. 500 cars, and I know I'm wrong. I know it's more than that. My brother could tell me. 500 cars a day. 500 cars a day for 7 days. For 2 weeks. For 4 weeks. For 12 months. 500 cars a day for 12 months. I worked at this one company for 10 years. So, 500 cars a day, every day for 10 years. I'll even take off a year for the times we had down, like holidays and stuff like that. So, 500 cars a day for 9 years. What do we need this for? Nobody can afford them. So, I'm going to let y'all go because I could do this all night. I got all kind of stuff riding off the dome. I could do this all night. So, I'm going to let y'all go. Everybody have a wonderful night. I'm sorry for ranting and raving, but I think we need to start looking at the truth and let the truth pour out because there's more truth out there than lies now, and they can't stop it. There's more truth out there now than lies. It's more truth than lies, and it's breaking down the dams. We looking at these hurricanes breaking over these levees and these dams. It ain't the hurricanes that's causing the most ruckus, family. You know it'll take more. The truth is going to flood over those levees and these dams like Hurricane Katrina. And they can't stop it. And they know it. That's why people going nuts. Because they know they can't stop this truth coming. They trying to brace themselves. They know they can't stop this flood of truth that's about to come. So all they can do is act crazy and act like it's not happening. It's so much truth. I could spit line after line after line after line of my own heritage of truth and the lies that I was taught. I could just spit that all night long. Of factual, not just factual, but things that I wasn't told. They wrote it down on paper. I could spit all of the knowledge that they wrote about my ancestors and the atrocities that was taken. I could write that all night. Nobody want to know that because it's so horrible. They don't want that. Nobody want to hear that. Because when you hear about some of the ways my ancestors was treated, some of the things are so gruesome and bewildering and horrifying that your mind can't wrap around how can one human being do this to another human being. That's the part that nobody is ready to explain. How can one... Listen to me now. Listen to me. Think about this, okay? When you watch a scary movie, when you watch Jason, you watch Freddy, you watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all of that stuff. You watch all these horror movies over the years, right? All the horrible things they used to do to the teenage campers, right? Can you imagine if all of that was real, but that is just the icing on the cake? Can you imagine that all of the horror movies you've ever seen in your life was nothing compared to what happened to actual real people? Nobody is ready to hear that. But the truth is going to be a tidal wave to be reckoned with. The truth is coming like a tsunami. You know when an iceberg hit and it drop off into the ocean, and then 5,000 miles away, that tsunami finally hit somewhere over in Asia, and then we feel the effects of it over here? That's what's just happened. That big old chunk of lies fell off into the ocean. Boom! And it just caused a tsunami of truth that's about to just splash all over the place. And everybody gonna get some of this truth on them. Everybody gonna be swimming in this truth for their life. They're gonna be swimming in that truth for their life, whether they want to or not. Because you can't stop it. This is a force of nature to be reckoned with. We can't feel the truth, but we sure can feel the truth. You will see. Everybody think just because you can't put your hands on truth that it's not a force to be reckoned with. Truth is a force to be reckoned with, just like every other force of nature, from hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis, tidal waves, and everything else. It's no different. Truth can either destroy a civilization or truth can save a civilization. But it's been so many lies been told for so long. This truth is going to come and cleanse over everything. And it's going to get everybody wet. Whether you want it on you or not, you going to have it on you. A lot of people got it on them right now, but they don't want to believe that you just drenched in truth. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe it. But you can't help it. You can only, like I told you, when you've been victimized, you can only suppress it. But just suppressing the truth does not change anything. All it is suppressed. That's all. It doesn't mean it did not happen. You could suppress the truth until it drives you ape crap crazy, but it does not change the truth. Suppressing truth and suppressing lies does not change the facts. We will all be covered in truth. Everybody keeps saying, oh, because Jesus is coming. I'm like, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Everybody got to swim in this truth first. Everybody gonna backstroke in this truth. Everybody go, oh yeah, because God is coming, Jesus is coming. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not till that truth wash over them levees. Until everybody admit what they done mess around and did. Until everybody admit it and just be like, okay, I did it. We did it. Let's put that behind us. Something, make amends, something got to go. But we're never going to become a unified nation if we can't admit the things and atrocities that was done, the lies. We cannot move forward. We keep wondering why we as a people, as all of us, I mean, as humanity, why we can't move forward. You can only copy a copy of a copy so many times before it's illegible, before you cannot read it, before you cannot see it. And that's what these lies have been told over and over and over and over again till you don't even know what the lie means. You don't even know what the lie is about because you can't read it no more. We as a people, as a nation, cannot move forward until truth has been told point blank and reparations have been paid and people have been compensated for all the atrocities that have happened here. And I don't care about nothing else, nowhere else, because that ain't my business. And what happened here on this soil. That's why this nation cannot move forward, because we have not admitted our faults. Period. That's why we are going through so much hell, because you can't keep copying a lie. The truth is starting to bleed through the pages. The truth is starting to bleed through the pages, family. You can't wipe it away. That truth is like blood. It's like red ink. All you doing is smearing it. You trying to wipe that truth off. Oh, you trying to wipe that truth off, but you can't. You just smearing it. You making it worse or better, depending on what side of the game you played. Telling you, y'all keep wondering why don't nothing make sense. Don't know politics make sense. Don't know laws make sense. Don't know rules make sense. The weather don't make sense. Nothing makes sense to us right now. And it's a reason, because the truth is coming. And it's going to flood over you like one of them mowing faucets, them shower heads. It's going to touch every part of everybody's body. Every part of everybody's flesh and spirit, it's going to touch you. Whether you want to believe it or not, you cannot deny the truth. You won't be able to deny it. You can't, you're going to try not to keep your eye. You ever seen that movie Clockwork Orange, where they kicked that dude eyeballs open with them toothpicks and made him watch all that crazy movies? That's what's about to happen. If you ain't never watched the movie Clockwork Orange, watch that crazy mess. And it's a part in there, very well. They kicked his eyes open with toothpicks and made him watch crazy stuff. He just couldn't take it, had him strapped down watching this crazy stuff on the movie to cleanse his brain. It's an old movie. I don't know if some of y'all might not be old enough to remember that movie. But they programmed him by not letting him even blink. You know what they did? They just kept putting eye drops in his eye so his eye don't dry out. Stanley, yeah, Chris, you know. Kept putting eye drops in him because they just shoved the truth in him. Every time he saw something horrible, he got sick. He got bodily ill. He vomited. He got sick all over the place. Anytime he saw anything atrocious, somebody getting robbed, somebody getting mugged, somebody getting taken advantage of, he got sick if he saw it because it been shoved into his brain that this is wrong. That's what's about to happen. Everybody is about to get them toothpicks kicked in their dang on eyes, and you're going to be made and forced to watch the truth of what happened to so many people here on this doggone soil, and you won't be able to shut it off. So every time you even think of the truth, if I told you half of the stories that happened right here on this soil, it'll make you puke. You could tell some of our American history stories just here alone. You could tell stories that you would not believe that one human could do this to another human and be okay with it. We talk about Hannibal Lecter and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all that weird crap. They ain't got nothing on some of these folks that brought a lot of folks here, and a lot of the folks that exterminated a lot of folks that was already here. Ain't got nothing on that. Nothing. They always say art is just depicts life. Art depicts life. And sometimes it's the other way around. You wonder where people get some of the stories for these movies, right? This just wasn't nothing just popped in somebody's head sometimes. Sometimes they take a little bit of the truth. Remember what I told you? It's just a turd with sprinkles on it. They just want it sweet enough for you to put it in your mouth and figure out it's doo-doo. All of these movies got a hint of truth in it. Just enough for you to cut it on and watch it. Just enough for you to cut it on and watch it. And you start thinking about, who the hell thought of this crazy? Where would they get this idea from? What the? A little bit of the truth is in every one of these movies. You start wondering if you watching some horrible movie, like, where would they get this kind of torture from? What's that one movie? Saw, right? Where the dude locked people up in rooms and stuff and chain them up. I've never been able to sit through none of that. But you get what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Cabin in the Woods. Think about that. Where do you think they get this stuff from? Somebody didn't dream this evil crap up. This happened to somebody. Some of it did happen to somebody somewhere. For real. Just a little bit of it. Little bit of truth, big turd. Remember that. Sprinkles. And then have us believe it. That's just a horror movie. Oh, go back to bed. Go back to bed, Billy. That stuff wasn't real. Was it though? Every one of these movies got some truth to it. Go and do your research on any movie you pick. It got some truth to it. Some of it. Some of it. And the ones that say based on a true movie or true story, whatever, some of it. Have you ever seen the movie Lord of the Flies or read the book? I think I've talked about this before. One of my favorite movies, one of my favorite books. You ever watched the movie or read the book Lord of the Flies? Anybody? Lord of the Flies, bunch of kids getting trapped on an island, stranded on an island, and then make their own little civilization, almost kill each other. Anybody? Lord of the Flies. Okay, if you've ever read this book or if you've ever seen this movie, Lord of the Flies, number one, you should watch it because it's going to tell you a lot about true humanity by itself. But the thing about that movie and the thing about that book was it was based, as horrible as it was based on just a little bit of truth. A little bit of truth and a lot of person's imagination. That's that sprinkle on a pile of crap. Just to make it sweet enough for you to put it on your palate and find out it's just doo-doo. It's the truth. Every movie is like that. Even the more sinister and horrible ones like Hannibal Lecter. There was always some truth. Somebody got this story from something they heard or did research on. Some real prisoner somewhere that did something like this. These stories come right off of this soil right here. Some of the horrible things that's been done to humanity and other human beings, that's them experiments and that sick stuff. Look how many real, factual, well-known experiments that we found out that was declassified and we found out that literally was done on us. Imagine what we'll find out in another 100 years. I want you to put that in your pipe and smoke it. What will we find out that we've done to ourselves in another 100 years? We're going to look back in 100 years and think of some of the stuff that we're doing right now that we think is okay. You know, just like giving people syphilis and stuff like that, right? That's just experiment, just science. No big deal. Now we look back on that, and it's one of the most horrific things we've ever heard. Back then, just science. I don't know if you've ever watched the movie like Frankenstein. Frankenstein was actually based on a little bit of truth. That's those sprinkles on top of that turd. Stick with me. That didn't happen per se. But back in those days, the way medicine even started was they used to dig people up, chop them up, and experiment on them. Yeah, they did try to put this arm on this torso and this head on this. They did that. Listen, I'm not making it up. They wrote it down. They wrote down their science and they wrote down all of their studies, and we read this stuff to this day. Today's modern medicine literally came from that horrific crap. They used to literally float bodies in, go dig them up, float them in the middle of the night down the creeks and down the rivers, sneak them up into somebody's secret lab for real, and do what they had to do, experiment. True story. True story. Think of this. Just not too long ago, to relieve a headache, they drilled a freaking hole in your skull, relieved blood out, and killed people doing it. You got a headache, so they drill your head to relieve the pressure. That was modern medicine. They took, listen, wasn't no electricity. They took a drill, one of these, if you old enough to remember this. Remember these drills? Like this? His hands is wiggling. Ain't no anesthesia. All you got is some whiskey and some rum, and he about to drill your head like this with a rusty old screw. How many people, more modern medicine and truth, and that wasn't long ago either. Like my son called it, the olden days. You get caught up in a battle, let's say the Civil War, how you think them legs gonna come off? Or the Old West, how you think them legs coming off? The doctor was also the saloon owner, was also the coroner, was also the town janitor, was also the priest that married people. He gonna bring out that old rusty saw that helped him build that shack and that outhouse and cut your leg off with that. That was modern medicine. We look back at that as barbaric. Think about what we'll discover and all the lies and the atrocities that we'll discover that happen right now, 100 years from now. But I tell you what, there won't be 100 years from now if people don't accept this truth. If people don't accept this truth, it's going to be a lot of people drowned in this truth. This truth is coming. This truth is coming, and it's going to cleanse everything. This truth is going to come like a tsunami in the middle of the night. Can you imagine a tsunami in the middle of a night? Not in the daytime, at night. And it's going to wash over everything. And everybody gonna be swimming for their life in that truth. A flood of truth. Whether you want it or not. We won't get another 100 years if people keep fighting against the truth. If we keep stacking lies on top of lies on top of lies, trying to cover and suppress the truth, all that's going to happen, you can't build no boat out of lies. You can't. Always got a leak in it. Them lie boats always got a leak in it. Always. The person in the boat full of lies always end up drowning. That boat don't float. It only float for a little while. You constantly scooping the truth out. Scooping the truth out. You don't want that truth in your lie boat. But it's taking on too much truth. Your boat is taking on too much. Captain, we got to bail out. We're taking on too much truth. Just like water. That truth flow like water. It gets on everything. It surrounds and demands. It's as powerful as water, if not more so. That boat made of lies, it's just taking on. It's like the Titanic. You know, they said the Titanic went down like that. That's the same thing. That they say that. What did they say about the Titanic? It's unstoppable, unsinkable. This boat is unsinkable. It was made by the best, with the best materials known to everybody on earth. That's them lies. That's them lies. And that iceberg was the truth. That's how that truth gonna hit. Let me stop. I hate getting deep like this because I won't stop. And I know I got to. But I'm going to end it like this. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Stop telling yourself what you can't do, because if you keep telling yourself you can't, tell me what I said. If you keep telling yourself you can't, you won't. If you keep telling yourself that you can't, you won't. If you keep telling yourself you can't, you never will. If you keep telling yourself you can't, you won't. Start telling yourself you can. All right? Live Farmer 73. I love y'all. Be safe, and I'm out. I'm sorry for ranting, but I'm telling you, my wife moved me tonight. I could do this for another 4 hours because I got so much to spit. I got so much to say, but I can't. So, we better start telling the truth. This place will never be right. We wondering why we can't move forward. This place will never be right until we start accepting the truth about what was done here. What was done? Period. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful night. Live Farmer 73. I love all of y'all. Be safe. You can. Tell yourself you can, and you will. If you tell yourself you can, you will. If you tell yourself you won't or you can't, you won't. Period. I'm out.